Go on then, of Oak Drive.
Well, thank you, firstly, for letting me come along and talk about it. I feel very honoured to be sat amongst you all. It was such a wonderful show. I wrote it as a kind of love letter to suburbia, because I grew up in Bromley, which everyone always thinks is very boring. But, but it's not. And I wanted to write about suburbia, and I wanted to write about a community of people, because I was very lucky. I grew up in a nice neighbourhood where everybody got along together, even though they would sometimes wind each other up. And so that's what I've tried to create here with Oak Drive. It's about 4 houses. We've got a gay couple who've just moved to suburbia. They're not sure if they're going to miss the big city lights. And then next to them is an 80-something-year-old called Miranda, who's got a very glamorous past, but we don't know about that yet. And then next to them is a family of 4 who are quite disconnected. And then on the end is a sort of slightly curmudgeonly couple called Donald and Fanny. And they are all facing onto a park which is about to face redevelopment by the local council. And they're very protective of their local oak, which they all look out onto, the beautiful oak tree. So it's about sort of how people reveal their secrets and how actually they find out they're more connected than they ever realised.
I can't wait to read it.
Honestly, it's written so brilliantly. But a lot of inspiration came from Alan Bennett, especially when you were finding all these different voices for the very different characters.
Well, I did write to him as a teenager, because as a teenager, when all my friends were out listening to garage music and going to house parties, I was watching Alan Bennett's Talking Heads. And,
Of course you were.
Of course I was.
And who's laughing now?
And who's laughing now? Exactly. Not my audience. And so I wrote to Alan Bennett, because I'd written a play about 2 people on a train, actually, at that time. And I wrote, and I sent it off to him, and I said, have you got any advice? And he wrote back a postcard. How lovely is that? With a train going across the front of it. And he said on the back, I haven't got much advice to say, but he said, when I write characters, I give all the different characters a different vocabulary to speak with. And I thought that was great advice. So I tried to have that so that each character spoke in a different way or had a different kind of vernacular to go on with. So I tried to make them distinct, but yeah.
What's your favourite one that you've kind of got?
Well, my favourite character, I like them all, because when you write about them, you create these people and you sort of have to love them like you've given birth to them. Yeah. Not that I know what that's like. But,
careful.
Careful, gosh. It's very painful. And I did it for hours. I think my favourite is probably Miranda, the 80-something-year-old lady, because I sort of do see myself really as an 80-something-year-old woman. And I do sort of imagine... As now I'm nearly 43, I do find myself enjoying that kind of old lady's lifestyle. I like gardening, and I like sitting quietly. I don't like people playing their music on the trains, and I sort of wanted to kind of encapsulate though that kind of world of suburbia, which in my experience growing up there was very diverse and very interesting, and lots of different people from different backgrounds, but all getting along harmoniously, because I think the world is often represented as so polarised, and we're all apparently so angry at each other, and we're all in our echo chambers on our tiny screens. And I sort of wanted to show a world where people got along together and lived in harmony and made time for each other. And I suppose that's what suburbia actually means to me, really.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, you incorporate your love of nature into it as well, and how that kind of brings everyone together, as you're talking about the local park as well.
Oh, yes. Well, they're saving this local park because I do think places where nature is where the community comes together. You know, you think about parks, when the sun comes out, as it is apparently going to do this weekend, everybody heads to parks and they spend time with each other and they're interacting with each other, and you have to kick a football if the ball comes onto the pathway, which I get very stressed about. And I think that's the sort of nature and gardening and things like that. They sit at a really important intersection at the moment of because I think gardening is so great for our mental health, and it's so good at teaching us about the world and the environment, and it is about community, because if you do a nice garden, the chances are other people will see it and they'll enjoy it. And if you speak to other gardeners, like we did at Chelsea on Monday, you know, other gardeners are so keen to help you. They want to help. There's a lovely community there. So I felt, to me, that was important to represent, I suppose, in this story.
And it's all about neighbours. We think that you're probably a lovely neighbour.
Well, of course, you'd have to.
Do you garden in a suit, Tom?
Yes, I do.
I can't imagine anything else.
I put on my gardening suit straight away, my gardening top hat, and I go out. No, I keep sandals by the back door just so I can slip them on and run out. Yeah. But regardless of what I'm wearing. But I like to go out there. I like to get my hands dirty, really. You know,
but a good neighbour.
I think I'm a good neighbour. I don't like leaf blowers. I'm with Alan Titchmarsh on that. I don't like that noise.
Well, it's as if you said something political. We have to leave it there.
I don't want controversy. Don't start writing in.
There we go.
Absolutely not.
We've got a new Director General. What sort of a world are we representing today?
Tom's book, Common